remember the deep root of your being, the presence of your Lord. Give yourself to the one who already owns your breath and your movements. If you don't, it will be like the man who takes a precious dagger and hammers it into his kitchen wall for a peg to hold his dipper gourd. You'll be wasting valuable keenness and forgetting your dignity and purpose. When the mind is consumed with remembrance of Him, something divine happens to the heart that shapes the hand and tongue and eye into the word love. Don't worry so much about livelihood. Your livelihood will turn out as it should. Be constantly occupied instead with listening to God. The work of love is to open that window of love in the chest and to look incessantly on the beloved. You can do this. Once your love came, thoughts died in front of Him. No. No, I said. Wrong. There is no come or go in the desire of the soul of soul. He is not away. Where is sunlight that has not reflected? Take your attention off forms and focus on what's inside. What is form in the presence of reality? Very feeble. Reality keeps the sky turned over like a cup above us, revolving. Who turns the sky wheel? The universal intelligence. These forms we seem to be are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness. They fill and sink without leaving an arc of bubbles or any goodbye spray. What we are is that ocean, too near to see, though we swim in it and drink it in. Don't be a cup with a dry rim, or someone who rides all night and never knows the horse beneath his thighs, the surging that carries him along. Don't stir up the mud all the time. Let the turbid water stay still to cleanse itself. You don't see the moon or sky on muddy water. The sun and moon are hidden when the air gets dark. Loving God is the only pleasure. Other delights turn bitter. What hurts the soul? To live without tasting the water of its own essence. People focus on death and this material earth. They have doubts about soul water. He said, watching the universe is like watching us. Stay with us. Stay in our arms. It is good being with us. It is nice to see his reflection in the mirror, but there's nothing like watching that beauty alive. The face becomes pale because of the reflection of a red face. Give up the one which is reflected. The main thing is the rose-colored face. The reason for beautiful constant movement without hands and feet is God's light. The one figure of Him is seated in the world, while the other figure is in heaven, like the moon. The mouth of Him is speaking on subtle points of religion to those sitting beside Him, while the other mouth is engaged in discourse with God and intimate with Him. His outward ear is apprehending these external worlds, while his spiritual ear is drawing into itself the mysteries of the creative word, be. When you keep watch continually, you are always seeing the justice and the judge, O misguided man. And if you shut your eyes because you have veiled yourself, how should the sun relinquish its work? We have said so much. Think of the remainder. Or, if thought be frozen, practice recollection of God. Recollection of God brings thought into movement. Make recollection to be the sun for this congealed thought. God's pooling is indeed the original source, but, O fellow servant, exert yourself. Do not be dependent on that pooling, for to renounce exertion is like an act of disdain. How should disdain be seemly for a devoted lover of God? Be present, attentive and ready in yourself, O youth, in order that he may find you home, or else he will take back his gift of honor, saying, I found nobody in the house.